What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Thursday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. I'm a little late today. Not that you really want to know why, but I was a little worse for wear. Been on, not felt the best today. Took a while to get going. My stomach's still giving me shit. So let's get through this rather quick, eh? Financial Times. Ripple to become the Amazon of payments. Now, I've said in the past, I think they're likely going to become the Google of the internet of value. So you imagine what Google is to the internet. People go there for searches, they go there for the maps. You've got the Google Assistant, you've got Gmail, you've got Google OneDrive, you've got almost anything you need on the internet through Google. Ripple, they're working towards exactly the same thing through the internet of value, whether it's Forte and gaming, Spring and global developers, or cross-border payments and banks with actual Ripple. So the Financial Times has put Ripple Labs Inc. with a 16 billion in cryptocurrency attempts at a reset. So the startup is still trying to find compelling uses for the blockchain technology underpinning its XRP currency. San Francisco startup Ripple can lay claim to having created one of the most valuable cryptocurrencies. Its digital token, known as XRP, have a total value of almost 30 billion behind only XRP and Ether. But 8 years after launch, Ripple is still trying to find compelling uses for the blockchain technology underpinning its currency that would justify such a hard figure. Now, in an effort to draw more users, it has struck out in a new direction to try and become the Amazon of the cryptocurrency world, using its platform to support activities far beyond the original cross-border payment system it hoped to build. I'm gonna try and hold off on my opinions as much as I can, but straight away, you all know what I think of cross-border and that term cross-border. You don't need XRP for cross-border currency transactions, so people need to just wind the neck in and stop saying people do. They don't need it. They don't need XRP for cross-currency, cross-border settlement and transactions. You can use X-current and bi-directional messaging, and it can be done rather quickly through current systems. Just correspondent banking needs speeding up somehow. Beyond that though, internet of value, we need XRP. So the popularity of XRP has already made Ripple and its leaders far richer than most startup software companies. The company's cashed in more than 1.2 billion of its holdings of the cryptocurrency since early 2017. It is also sitting on about 55% of the total supply, worth around 16 billion at current prices, far overshadowing its underlying technology business. As a result, the value of the company is tied mainly to the XRP, with an option for small software business. Right, yes, because all he sells XRP in it. So Brad Garlinghouse, chief executive, admitted Ripple is swayed heavily by the value of its crypto hoard. We are a capitalist and we own a lot of XRP. He said, so we do care about the overall market. 100%. But he added that the company's aim was to deliver a lot of utility through XRP, something that is likely to take years as it develops applications that use its blockchain technology and by extension justify the high price of the currency. Justify the high price of the currency. Are you taking the fucking piss? Whoever wrote this, are you taking the fucking piss? It's 28 cents, mate. That price does not need justifying, so take that and just stick it up your ass, because what you even on about, mate? Justify the high price of the currency, Jesus. Right, the battle to win over the banks. See what they say here. Ripple's original aim to build a more efficient wholesale cross-border payment system has made slow headway with the banks. that were the original target for the technology. Santander, the Spanish lender that invested in Ripple in 2015, recently chose not to use XRP at the heart of an ambitious new international payment network, a sign that even some of Ripple's strongest backers do not yet see a use for its core technology. Cedric Manager, the network's chief executive, suggested that XRP was not actively traded in enough markets yet to support Santander's needs. The bank wanted to give the best user experience as quickly as possible and also operate as many currencies and corridors as possible from the beginning. Ripple said that Santander was still using some of its software in the payment service and was one of our largest and most important customers. The company also claims a high growth rate for the XRP facility at the heart of its system, though it does not provide absolute figures, and also says many banks are using some elements of its software. I'm thinking back to that Santander needs. The bank wanted to give their best user experience as quickly as possible and also operating as many currencies and corridors as possible from the beginning. Well, set some up yourself then. There was people waiting for MoneyGram and Western Union and all these exchanges to set up their own the corridors and that. Why the banks not just set them up themselves? Just go and set it up. You set a Santander XRP pool with liquidity pools and have a decentralized exchange on Santander. Oh, decentralized. We don't want to decentralize exchange. I want to be able to charge people as long as humanly possible before I hit a level playing field. Fuck off. That's all it feels like to me. It's all just like, oh, how can we stay horrible bastards and rip everyone off for another year before we hit a level playing field and they realise that they don't need the bank anymore. Ripple said Santander was still using some of its software. XRP still the IoV system that does not provide figures. Also, many banks are using some elements of its software. Many observers say Ripple was always facing an uphill battle when trying to win over the banks, which have already invested heavily in current technology and benefit from the current system. It's like Uber trying to disrupt the taxi industry by working with the taxis, said Michael Arrington, the founder of the TechCrunch news site. Now 100 million cryptocurrency hedge fund, Mr. Garnas blames uncertainty in the US over whether XRP tokens should be regulated as securities or discouraged. Oh, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Would that discourage more companies from using Ripple's blockchain? The company also faced a lawsuit over claims it sold unregistered securities. Well, they didn't because they've already had that with FinCEN. What's going on? Ripple has subsequently drawn on its main assets, cryptocurrency reserves, to try and draw more users to its technology as it looks beyond the banks. In cross-border payments, the company's focus has turned to remittance, where customers face high fees to send relatively small amounts through money transfer companies. Last year, Ripple used some of its cash to buy a stake in MoneyGram as well as Bitso, a Latin American cryptocurrency exchange. The investments helped to put its technology at the center of around 7% of all remittances from US to Mexico in June. So it wouldn't be hard for Santander to do the same kind of thing instead of just fucking moaning about corridors, if they are even moaning, because you know what, reporters can just take a sentence and just make it sound completely different than what it was actually intending to sound like. Well, the success only represents one market and has come at a cost. MoneyGram's filings show that Ripple handed it $31 million in market development fees to encourage use of XRP in the first half of this year, payments that accounted for 60% of MoneyGram's operating profit. Mr. Gallenhouse defended the subsidies and said it was common practice for payment companies to use financial incentives to generate activity on their networks. He also said the need for payments such as this had fallen as actively had. If you look at the more recent customers, it's a different dynamic now than when we first got started. So the Amazon of payments, what they meant by the Amazon of payments. Ripple has also handed out hundreds of millions of dollars to stimulate wider uses of blockchain technology. A year ago, it said it had distributed the equivalent of more than $500 million much of it in the form of XRP through its Spring Fund, as a way to seed more new applications that use blockchain technology and might indirectly benefit Ripple in the long run. That included handing 260 million worth of cryptocurrency to Coil, a startup building a decentralized online media marketplace where creators can sell directly to consumers. Most of the money was earmarked as grants to attract developers and creators to join Coil's market, said Stephen Thomas, company's chief executive and former Ripple chief technology officer. After a year, a blogging platform. A year after launching a blogging platform, however, Coil seems to be generating little in return for the handouts. A German blogger identifying himself only as Benny has publicly disclosed his earnings on the service since the start of the year. The micropayments received for attracting readers add up to only about $15. However, over the same period, Coil has given him 2,250 worth of XRP as an incentive to keep writing. Ripple has since cut back on the spring handouts and instead is now trying to produce the tools that developers need to create their own applications to run directly on its blockchain. Ethan Beard, who runs Ripple's developer efforts, after once holding the same position at Facebook, said the company had moved from writing checks to writing code. According to Mr. Garlinghouse, this latest effort, which he described as an extension of the company's strategy rather than a full shift in direction, will turn Ripple into a broader blockchain platform in much the way Amazon has become a platform for a wide range of e-commerce. Amazon started as a bookseller and just sold books. We happen to have started with payments, he said. 2 years from now, we're going to find that Ripple is into payments as Amazon was to books. Speculators are not giving up. The gamble is a reversal from the position Mr. Garlinghouse took when he joined Ripple as chief executive 5 years ago and narrowed its focus to payments. Unlike Amazon, however, Ripple has not yet produced a hit with its first application, leaving it without a big base of active users to sell other services to. Also, has a controversial reputation in many parts of the cryptocurrency world, where its attempts to build bridges with the existing financial system clash with the radical anti-establishment motivations of many developers. Oh, you mean these developers that want custodial services with fucking banks and insurers? No. It's one or the other. There's a minute amount of people, right, who actually bothered about that shit. The rest of us actually do want insurance, governance, regulations. It just has to be fair. It's not fair at the minute. It's got to end up fair. It gets a lot of hate in the crypto world because it's trying to be close to the banks. Well, the banks get a lot of hate in the real world. You still go to them for the mortgage, mate. So again, there's a lot of hate in the crypto world trying to be close to the banks. In one sign, some of the most potentially disruptive new applications are not being attracted to this platform. A wave of experimentation in decentralized financial applications known as DeFi has been drawn instead to the Ethereum blockchain. They are fucking idiots. You're just an idiot. If you think DeFi has to be on Ethereum, you are an idiot. I'm sorry, you're a cretin. If that makes you feel any better. Yeah. Decentralized finance means it's decentralized finance, which means you have a wallet of account of value and you can peer-to-peer it to someone else. You can send value to another person without needing a central authority. That is decentralized finance. It doesn't need to be an ERC20 token. Doesn't mean that a TR20 or TRC20 token can't provide decentralized finance. They're talking out of their ass and they're twisting this somewhat rotten now. Despite Ripple's struggles to find more uses for XRP, meanwhile the speculators, more uses for XRP, more, mate, 4 second settlement, mate. We've got Zoom apps. It's the most liquid asset on the planet. You're talking about uses. Where's the use for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, all these ERC20 tokens and all that, or 15 transactions per second, having to lean on other fucking platforms? Get the fuck out of here, mate. I'm done. Oh, prices were subdued for much of this year, missing out on the jump for Bitcoin and Ether, but then soared almost 50% in the final week of July, putting them at their highest level since the coronavirus hit. Even the prospect of a long search for a purpose does not shake the confidence of cryptocurrency's biggest supporters. It can take centuries for currencies to catch on, said Mr. Thomas at Coyle. Centuries? Really? It can take decades, mate. Didn't take centuries for the euro, did it, lad? It's not took centuries for the yuan, Chinese yuan. Not taking centuries then, was it? Guys, we've said before, Ripple will end up the Google of fucking Amazon. Fucking Amazon. Amazon's a marketplace. Woo. It's the fucking Google, mate. They're not Amazon. They're not the Amazon of crypto space. They're the Google of the Internet of Value. Make no fucking mistake. Most people can't live without Google anymore. Most people can't even travel without Google anymore. You cray. Hey? You fucking crazy. I'd love to do my own article like that. And in a way that's like Ripple and XRP. You ain't seen nothing yet. Ain't seen nothing yet, mate. Wait till 2025 onwards. Wait till people... These don't really talk about the Internet of Value. You know what we start? They don't want to talk about the Internet of Value. They don't want to talk about Ripple's actual mission is not moving money. Moving money. What the fuck's money? We don't need money anymore, mate. We're in a digital world. We don't need money. We need units of credit. Yeah? I want to know how much something's worth in pounds. And I'm guessing an American wants to know what something's worth in dollars. Now, if we attach that to a bridge asset, SDRs, or UN credit, whatever, how long is it going to take for most of the planet are like, you know, fuck pounds and just work off UN credits now. I'll just work off UN credits. It's fucking easier. Everyone online, it's just easier than talking dollar. What? How many pounds is that? How many pounds? What's that in pounds, mate? Go to the exchanger. After 10, 20, 30 years, everyone's just going to be like, yo, so we're using these UN credits for credit. One UN credit is like 500 drops. Could be like one XRP at first. One XRP is one UN credit and it works out at $1.50. But as XRP, you don't know what's going to happen with the SDR basket. I'm kind of like just speculating here. Extreme speculation. It's not about cross-border currency transactions. I don't believe for 1 minute Ripple even give a fuck about that. I really don't. I think someone within Ripple has looked at the current banking situation, looked at regulation and legislation and realised that they have to have at least one foot in the door to do anything and everything within the financial system they want to do. Regarding asset swaps, they're going to bridge asset swaps in the future. It's what it's primed to do. It legitimately is what it's primed to do. It interests me where our pounds and dollars are going to end up. They'll no doubt go to CBDCs, but in the future, will we even need them? Do people still want to know what something's worth in pounds? Or will it be enough to just know how much it's worth in UN credits, or how much it's worth in XRP, or how much it's worth in whatever other currency you want to send? But the thing is, currency, money. You said like XRP, don't give a fuck about money. So what do I mean by that? I mean, Money and currency, what you'll physically hold and pass to other people to get a product or service from them. When all currencies go digital, they will not necessarily just be currencies anymore. They will be digital assets. So we're going to get a fine line between what's money and what's an actual currency and what's just value, an asset. Ripple's motto and mission is to make value move. Now, I'm no doubt they say money sometimes move money the way we move information today. Yeah, and again, looking at the bankers, it takes them 3 to 5 days to move actual money. So yeah, they're gonna say it like that at first to get the bankers involved and to show people, because people think of it as money and currency. But in the end, it's legitimately just moving anything of value. Moving the ownership of anything of value as fast as you can move information today. Let's have it right. You're not going to do an exchange of some gold on a smart contract and it means the gold's going to arrive in 4 fucking seconds. It means the ownership. The settlement's gone through and you then own it. The logistics of it being actually sent to you is still going to go through, do you know what I mean? And there'll be issuance and insurance details to iron over there, but make no mistake, XRP will blow 2025 onwards when we get to an internet of value, because we will need a bridge asset between other digital assets. Fuck your currencies and your money. It's nothing in the long run. Absolutely nothing. People need to realise how much value is about to be created. It's untrue. Untrue. And on that note, I need to go back on the toilet because my stomach's bad today. But yeah, too much info, I know. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Enjoy the rest of your week. Invest in yourself. Invest in the internet of value. Live long and hodl it until you're ready to let it go. Make peace with them exit prices if you're selling it for money or your asset swap. Save as much as you can so you can just swap it for an house down the line, guys. Don't live in regret. You know the dance. We love crypto. We love XRP. We love IoV. And we love you. Until the next one, take care and peace out.